argument was not anyone not Orthodox is a grifter. Their argument was if you don't send people to a church and you're doing only anti-Islamian as Christianity, that is grifting. So calling God Logic out is an opportunity for God Logic to correct the situation, to show, okay, maybe you got a point. Maybe I'm not grifting and I need to be more consistent about where I send people to get discipled. Well, it turns out they're all consistently sending them to the worst possible places like Judaizing synagogues. That was the accusation. So again, Ruslan constantly lies, like saying that we're partnered and teamed up with Muslims. Total lie. Ruslan says that they're after me because I make money. Nobody's after you for making money, dummy. Everybody in this world has to make money. The question is money your number one concern? That is what grifting is. He's doing this stream because Cleve already super refuted them on. I watched all of Cleve's stream last night, and Cleve went deep into how actually tied into the Messianic Judaizing heresy they actually are, which none of us, we didn't really know that it was like that crazy. So that's why they're in like panic mode, because Cleve did his homework on this stream here.
Rather than just the bookmarks.
And this is perfect because I was actually going to play some of this. I'm getting tired of talking about Ruslan, honestly. Like his broccoli hair, I don't even want to see it. It's so annoying. But so when Young Don went on Derek Myth Vision's show, Young Don talked about his exiting of Christianity. And the whole discussion is about how he went from whatever his first experience of evangelicalism was to getting in a Discord with JP and Mahler and these absolute lunatics. And I actually think now that JP is actually mentally ill. Like he might actually have a little bit of schizophrenia or something. I'm being 100% serious. I'm not joking. I'm not saying it colloquially, although he didn't know what that word meant. Colloquially, or in a, you know, I'm saying it literally. Like people were sending me clips that he talks about things that he's got going on in his head, and it's almost like voice. I think these people are actually like mentally off. And then when you understand who Chris LaSala is, who is a deliverance minister cult leader who created his own BDS church, you can't make this up. And yes, sounds like BDSM church. And he has people get exorcised by spitting into a trash can. You cannot make this up. These are the people that Ruslan is sending people to. Now, Ruslan wouldn't send them to Chris LaSala because they don't like each other, but they're all in the same circles because JP and these goofballs are friends with this cult leader, right? And so Young Don in this video here went through all of his history of why and how he left Christianity through these circles. And towards the end of his exiting of Christianity, it was in the sphere of the Messianic Judaizing sect that Ruslan does promote and send people to. Cleve just found more clips, by the way, where Ruslan works together with the Cholo rabbi where he preaches and sends people to an actual Messianic Judaizing cult. Now, everybody should know, because these people think that they're biblical, what was the first heresy that the church condemned and dealt with? Judaizing. Hello. And so this was settled in Acts 15. In these goobers' mind, it's not settled. It's actually all still on the table. Perhaps we should circumcise converts. Perhaps we should keep the dietary laws of the Mosaic law, right? And so Cleve did this whole stream here, going deep into the history of why. And the reason we're using Young Don is that he's a perfect example of churchless apologetics and just telling people, hey, go wherever, dude. Go to the Messianic Cholo synagogue, which is what he did, right? And it was these circles of these Messianic synagogues. And it just produces atheists. And so now Young Don is a average shitlib, right? But the wildest part was when Cleve shows the quote deliverance ministry. So it turns out I didn't even know this was this big of a thing in the Protestant world. There's this other little sub niche outside of like prosperity gospel of deliverance ministries. And the whole grift is these weirdos base everything around exorcising demons in the congregation, right? So you guys have probably seen this crazy woman, right? She went viral because she started gibbering in tongues to some chunky chick, and this was a deliverance minister. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
That was put upon her through laying on of hands.
This is a pretty widespread grift too, doing the deliverance Zoom call
exactly.
stuff.
So they do Zoom church calls where they deliver people over Zoom, and people are like barking and yipping and vomiting supposedly and spitting into a bucket. Guys, you can't make this is what we're dealing with. Okay, we are not dealing with people who care anything about church history and theology. It's lunatics, grifters, con men, and just demonically insane weirdos, dude. Watch this.
Or something, right? Get them on the Zoom call and you're just like, get out, out, out.
With demonic powers through people. On 3, I command all of you, attached to what she renounced, everything she renounced, every one of you, spirit of witchcraft, every one of you on 3 must leave her now in Jesus' name. 1.
Ooh, I wasn't even watching it, dang it.
So here he's going to show you the clip.
How sad.
Leave her now in Jesus' name. 1, 2, 3.
So these are women who think that they're ministers. They think that they run deliverance ministry churches. It's all insane, dude. And nothing to do with theology, like at all. Nothing to do with sacraments, church history, catechesis. It's just like a weird performance. Now, this is not the Ruslan circles. This is just this woman that went viral when she was doing speaking in tongues, doing her, Shaktalabikyoku. All right. But I want you to see the circles of these people. So here's the guy that made the image of me with the crosshairs and my eyes X'd out. I know it's an Eminem cover, but if it's a schizophrenic that's making these, then obviously I care about it, right? Like it's not just yo, it's just a rap beef, dude. So here's the deliverance minister that's JP's buddy that he sends people to.
Chris says he does this for free.
No.
What's your name, Spirit?
Last value fishing.
No. What's your name?
Ah!
Bunch of liars.
Ah!
You're a bunch of liars in there. Come on out, spirits. Let's go.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
Yeah, he just does this for fun. These people are no better than Indian scammers. Worse, actually, they prey upon their fellow Americans while Indians do it to a people separate. Oh, yeah, they're scamming everybody else. Right. I'm going to start Zoom exercising in a fully reclined game.
So these people all have like these meetings on Zoom, but the La Sala guy has an entire congregation in Texas that he built like a strip mall church, and it's called BDSM. And he obviously is mentally not there, right? And they get people to spit into buckets as an exorcism. This is what JP, Mahler, and these goobers push people to. And these are the people who think that they're going to debate Orthodox people, right? JP thinks and claims he's going to publicly, formally debate me. We all know that that's never going to happen. Come on. We all know he's not going to do that. But this is how insane these people are.
6 angels, rip them out. Rip them out of his mind, his heart. I lose fire right into his chest right now. I lose fire right into his chest. Out of the mouth, Spirit. Go to the...
So he's casting Pokemon fire spells, this guy, right? I cast fire into his heart. He's doing like LARPing in the park with like Dungeons and Dragons shit.
Pit. Go to the pit where you belong right now. Loose him. Angels, tear him out with hooks right now. Fire. Tear him out with hooks right now. Fire in Jesus Christ's mighty name. Out. Out. Angels, drive. Father, fill.
Out. How did you guys fall for this stuff?
Cut your throat open. Rip him out. Rip him out.
Out of the stomach. Out of the stomach.
Out.
So this is his actual church. This is where JP and people send people to. This nonsense. This is why you can't do churchless apologetics, dude. This is all just atheism factory right here.
This man over here casting spells, dude. Kablam! Kablam! Kamehameha! Dude.
Now this is the synagogue that God Logic and Ruslan send people to and preach at, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is my favorite. I need a little refresher, y'all.
Messianic rabbi. Here he says that you can connect with him. He has a synagogue, and I'm broccoli along by broccoli.
All right, that guy. Where's that heretic in the chat?
So these are the guys who will try to get people to get circumcised, right? They don't necessarily make it a requirement to go there, but they will try to talk you into it. So we hear.
Time.
I mean, they eventually young Don got talked into it.
Later, dude.
Tequila, Shivarim. Great wisdom of our president. He's now pro-Arab and anti-Jewish.
right? So maybe he was always that way, but because of the liberal part of the Democratic Party is anti-Semitic, right? They're forcing the issue. That's why, they're dropping supplies into God.
So according to God Logic, Ruslan, Inspiring Philosophy, doesn't matter where you go to church. You can go to the Judaizing, circumcising synagogue. This is how silly this is. This is why you can't do churchless apologetics.
Food supplies and stuff.
Look at a giant Ukraine flag next to this, to the atheist socialist nation state of Israel flag right there. Now, it's also possible too that a lot of these people aren't even, it's not even ultimately about theology. It's actually could be a soft power political influence thing. So there could, I don't know this for sure, but I've done this for long enough that, in my opinion, there's probably money that goes into telling people to go to these kinds of groups from foreign countries. You know what I mean?
All right. I got the
So here they are, just like John Hagee. They're blowing the shofar. I mean, this is literally John Hagee level shit. So basically, they're sending, and perhaps it's even worse. John Hagee's church isn't going to make you get circumcised. They're not going to try to get you to get circumcised. But these goofballs will send these people to get actually circumcised. And this is all of their online ministry where they do the Zoom calls to exorcise people. This is so stupid, you guys. Come on. You guys can't see through this?
Answer me. Answer me. Pour the blood down its throat, Father.
pour the blood down its throat.
So he's telling this black chick who thinks she's possessed to pour the water down her throat, and he's saying it's the blood of Jesus. These people are actually just lunatics, right? So that is why we keep going back to this and dealing with these goobers, is because they're having a meltdown because we have their number, because we've figured out when Ruslan started having people on that were Orthodox. Ruslan didn't know anything about Orthodoxy. He thought it'll be another Christian market niche that I can tap into, but he didn't realize that all the people that he had on were exclusivist in their ecclesiology. We don't say that you can go to the synagogue. We don't say you can go to any old church you want to. Go Mormon, go Joel Osteen. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Just get discipled, bro. We say, no, you actually have to have, as part of your catechesis, a coherent doctrine of the church, and that the Orthodox Church is the church. Well, that's a stumbling block for Ruslan's entire online business church. So the question wasn't critiquing Ruslan. It was never critiquing Ruslan because he made money or because he had a business or was an entrepreneur. There's nothing wrong with those things. The critique was, is that your main concern, to make money? So their response that I do a live stream where I get super chats. Every live streamer gets super chats. That's why you do live streams, dummies. But the question is money your primary concern? Is that your God? And according to Ruslan, many, many times over, he's expressed that that is what it's all about. He's very candid about that. It's not what I'm all about. And super chats were not even the main source of income for the last 10 years. Super chats are becoming more of a source of income in the last few years because the channel's grown. But prior to that, super chats were not my main source of income. I wrote books. I taught lectures that people paid for. I did live events that people paid for. And I don't do business church. I don't do an online e-church. I don't consult people on church planning for $1,000 an hour. That's what these people do. But you understand that they're freaking out and having to address us constantly and nonstop. Yeah, probably they're trying to get attention and get clicks, but it's beyond that. They're actually realizing that, man, a lot of people are converting to Orthodoxy. Remember Redeemed Zoomer? He quit his Discord because so many people were leaving it for Orthodoxy. And then he quit Apologetics because so many people were leaving for Orthodoxy. Gavin Ortlund, where's he at? He's basically faded into oblivion. And even if you think ortho bros are the worst or bad, like, isn't gay church worse according to their theology? And yet none of them went after Gavin Ortlund for the scandal at the Ortlund Butt Buddy Church. So that's what we're saying, is like all the priorities and what they actually care about are actually being exposed to everybody. Nobody went after Ruslan because he sold t-shirts per se or had a business or, quote, made money. That's why low IQ JP was like, yo, dude, J Dyer made a song about pay piggies. He didn't even realize that half the time that half of his clips were me joking around. but I think that like he's actually like too dumb to realize when people are being sarcastic. He can't recognize it. The other big lie was that we're teamed up with Muslims. Remember when Ruslan said this in the last video? Which, by the way, keep track of all these. Download these videos too, because if this ever gets escalated, as it seems to keep escalating, these false accusations might be relevant in the future, right? Such as that, quote, teamed up with Islam. Because a lot of this stuff, like, there's no, you can't, that will never hold up in a court if they want to go that route.
The downfall of Jay Dyer has really been a spectacle.
Why did he do? Oh, he did this because our video, The Downfall of Ruslan, got a whole bunch of views on YouTube. So he had to respond with the downfall of Dyer. Like, dude, come on, get creative. You don't have to use the exact same video as me, dude. So let's see what he says.
To behold. If you guys haven't been keeping up, over the weekend, a video surfaced pointing out the irrefutable proof Jay Dyer is a liar and a hypocrite with the use of this thumbnail that says by Jay. Now, Jay Dyer thought it'd be smart to bring attention to this. We're gonna look at the video and the crux of his confusion here in a second. Jay Dyer saw this video, which anyone that knows anything about online culture, online stuff will notice that this is a play on Eminem's diss song.
No, I knew it was a play on Eminem, but the problem is that, as you yourself know and admit, because it was your enemy that made it, the dude is a schizophrenic. That's why it mattered that he put that up.
Against MGK, same exact album cover. Jay Dyer interpreted this as a threat towards his life. Okay, so this is Psycho Prots apparently want me unalived. All right.
Yeah, because this dude is actually a psycho person who gets all of his congregants to barf into wastebaskets as proof of his prophetic powers.
Posted this to his community tab when it had eight views, and then had his own community repeatedly point out to him that this is the use of Eminem's album cover reference.
Yeah, but I responded to those comments and I was well aware of that.
No one actually is threatening death on you, buddy. This is just a play on the Eminem album cover. And the cringe part about all of this is Jay Dyer's...
I know that Ruslan thinks that we are all really into black culture like he is, because he thinks that everybody wants to be black like him. But I'm already BIPOC, so I don't have to be into black culture because I am that culture, right? But I think for the rest of you, Ruslan just assumes like, yo, we all know Eminem, dog. That's the height of culture and art.
Not just thinking that this is a threat on his life, he's also demanding his audience to go and mass report this video.
Yeah, but it's because the dude is a schizo psycho. That's why, right? Again, Ruslan is leaving out the fact that this is the guy who tells people to vomit into wastebaskets as proof that they are undergoing a miraculous exorcism. You can't make this up, right? The other thing too is that we all know that if an ortho bro had posted an image of these goobers with crosshairs and their eyes X'd out, they would be talking about this until the next, you know, blood moon, right? According to their Judaizing calendar that they're on. So this is the guy that put this up, and it's this dude who is absolutely insane. You can tell he's insane. He actually thinks that he's exercising people.
I don't got no one disrespecting me, except sometimes my wife. We're still working on that. And she's been doing a good job. I enrolled her in a program.
So this is the church where they make you vomit in the wastebasket. This is the guy that put the thing up. This is who Ruslan's talking about. By the way, this guy hates Ruslan. He's the guy behind the Folding Ruslan channel.
Right now, in Jesus Christ's name. Fire head to toe. Fire head to toe.
Get out.
Out in Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. Out in Jesus' name. We thank you for glorifying your name today, Lord.
Here you go. You got schizophrenic homeless people spitting into a bucket as proof of his miraculous ministry. This is who we're talking about. And so Ruslan conveniently, of course, is going to leave all that out because he knows nobody knows who this retard is.
Which I think is against YouTube terms of service, but maybe I'm wrong. But this is utterly disgusting. Why are you demanding?
No, it's not against YouTube's terms of service to report videos or thumbnails that suggest those types of things.
To report this video, it's not that big of a deal. This is a video of him begging for super chats. Not the worst thing in the world. Now,
by the way, if we or somebody on our side did this, how do you think Ruslan would act about that? It would be the end of the world. He would be like, get over there, please, right now. The ortho bros are dangerous. Remember he said this? Remember his call to cancellation? Ruslan said all the Orthodox priests and bishops need to cancel Jay Dyer over making fun of this idiot. Now, imagine if somebody on our side had done what this schizo dude did with Ruslan's face. Ruslan would be all over it, crying to the high heavens. He would be upping his security. The ortho bros are coming. I gotta get private security, dog. Yo.
The ironic part about this is in all of his accusations of me, quote unquote, being a grifter, that then extended to folks like God Logic being a grifter, and basically anyone that isn't Eastern Orthodox.
No, the argument was not anyone not Orthodox is a grifter. Their argument was if you don't send people to a church and you're doing only anti-Islamianity as Christianity, that is grifting. So calling God Logic out is an opportunity for God Logic to correct the situation, to show, okay, maybe you got a point. Maybe I'm not grifting and I need to be more, consistent about where I send people to get discipled. Well, it turns out they're all consistently sending them to the worst possible places like Judaizing synagogues. That was the accusation. So again, Ruslan constantly lies, like saying that we're partnered and teamed up with Muslims. Total lie. Ruslan says that they're after me because I make money. Nobody's after you for making money, dummy. Everybody in this world has to make money. The question is money your number one concern? That is what grifting is. And just because everybody nowadays gets called grifter, that doesn't mean that nobody's a grifter. In fact, many people are grifters. That's why people are constantly talking about grifting. It's not asking for super chats. And by the way, again, most of those clips in this video with me are joke clips where I'm laughing and being silly about pay piggies and stuff like that. That's been an ongoing joke on the channel for like 8 years. They don't know and they can't recognize when I'm being silly. When I say like, y'all got to give me a Bitcoin right now because I'm about to have I got to buy a new makeup trailer for when I go on the road. Those are jokes, dummies. It's so stupid.
Is doing anything online with regarding Christian apologetics or Christian content in general is a grifter according to
No, that is not the argument. He's lying. We did not say anybody who's not Orthodox online is a grifter. What we said was, if you are doing churchless apologetics and you can't consistently point people to a church, that's the grifting. And that you are a grifter, Ruslan, because you consistently have said you're all about making money. That's what you said. That's why people call you a grifter. Not, did you start a business? Do you sell t-shirts? That's not what we said.
Dyer, except the only problem is video surfaced of him basically begging for money from his audience for a good 16 minutes. Now, I'm not going to look at all this.
That's out of how many videos and live streams on my channel? Imagine sitting there to find this out of, let's see how many videos and hours we have. 1,600 videos right there. See that? So we have 1,600 videos, almost all long form content. And of course, we're going to ask for super chats. That's how we make a living in part. Duh. Every live streamer asks for super chats. So they're moving the goalposts and deflecting into, are you making money online? Nobody critiqued you for making money online, dummy. Nobody critiqued you for being an entrepreneur, bro. It was whether or not that's your God. Is that your number one thing? Is that why you're here? Just to make money. Of course, the laborer is worthy of his wages. Nobody denies that. But see how it's all revised? He's like the master revisionist of whenever there's a controversy, because he doesn't tell you the whole story or what the context is. That, yeah, out of, let's see, 1,600 videos times, we'll say minimum 2 to 3 hours per stream, per video, for the most part. I mean, so out of tens of thousands of hours, I asked for, well, no, that wouldn't be tens of thousands. That would be like, what? Let's say 8,000 hours of video. You found 16 minutes of asking for super chats. Most of my shit's free, dude. What are you talking about? And they're mad because, hey, wait a minute. His last several live streams, he's made like $1,000 to $2,000 per live stream. And I guarantee your Ruslan videos aren't making that good, right? Because I can tell you from the background, like if you got 20, 30,000 views on a 10-minute video, that's maybe $50 to $100. That's not that much, right? So this is so silly. Like, already it's changed from what the actual critique was. But I mean, that's really all he can do is deflect away from what we're actually critiquing him about.
But I think, again, there's a crux here with the Orthobro saga, with the need for absolute certainty on everything, with a debate me or you're gay, bro, culture. And now they're...
We don't argue that there's absolute certainty needed on every single theological topic. That's actually not the Orthodox perspective. So he doesn't even listen or know what everybody else has been telling him or explaining to him. He just assumes that we're sort of like Roman Catholics, where we have a scholastic definition and answer for every single issue or problem. And what was funny was that just this week, a few days ago, I think Cleve shared it. Ruslan already said, once again, I don't even care about these theology issues. Ruslan actually just, what's great about Ruslan is that even though he revises all the shit when he gives his spin and leaves out all the details, he'll constantly actually say what he's all about. So it's weird because he's too stupid to remember when he actually admits shit, because he knows that his audience is dumb enough to just believe whatever he spins it as. But then half of the time he's already just admitted the thing that is in question. So yeah, but you just said that like the other day, Ruslan. Let's see if I can find where he said basically, yeah, I don't really even care what all the theology is. Let's see. I think I shared it, but it's already been like, I think it was something that he said to David Wood. There was another funny comment too, where Ruslan admitted that all of these low tier goobers are just slop. He's like, yeah, well, let the ortho bros deal with the prot slop. So he even calls JP and Mahler prot slop. Says, let them deal with the prot slop. He doesn't even appreciate his own like sycophants. It's funny. Here's another one.
Scriptura.
Here's this goofball that's on with God Logic saying that you can't be saved in an Orthodox church because they don't have the gospel. Well, wait a minute. I thought you weren't exclusivist, but you've got your co-host is on here being exclusivist. Do you see how silly this is?
But I think the next question you got to ask is, does Jesus save people in the Greek Orthodox Church, or should you adopt sola scriptura, sola fide, sola gratia, solus Christus, soli Deo gloria? We should move on.
Okay.
Don't give a lot.
So here's the opposition, you guys. The reason they've made it all about this dumb internet drama is because that's all they have. They can't actually argue any of these theological positions because they don't know theology. And they even say, I don't care about the theology. Here's Ruslan.
Like a lot of this, it's just stuff that I personally don't give a lot of thought to, because I'm actually out doing the thing. I'm actually out building the podcast, doing the live events, right?
There he is telling you, I don't care about these theology questions. I'm doing business church. I don't care about the theology. The difference with my channel and what we do, we care about the theology. That's why your critique of me getting super chats fails and falls flat, is that it's not a question of who's making money. It's what is your priority, you dummy?
Like a lot of this, it's just stuff that I personally don't give a lot of thought to, because I'm actually out doing the thing. I'm actually out building the podcast, doing.
Yeah, but what if you're building on a sand foundation? If you're not building on the rock, which is the thing we're arguing, you're just building a sand foundation, like sending people to Messianic synagogues where they get snipped and then become atheists. So if you actually cared about people, you wouldn't send them to that, you idiot. You demon.
The live events, right? Writing the books.
Yo, my live events, yo. Your live event that was like 2 destinations. You go to his tour, it's like 2 cities. Remember when he was like, yo, Jay, I ain't got time to talk to you. I'm on tour. You go to his tour page, it's 2 cities. Tour, get the fuck out of here, dude.
I'm doing the thing, so I don't sit around and think, oh, I wonder what this, specific theological view is on this thing. And
so there you go. He doesn't care about theology. He's like, yeah, I'm getting paid, dude. I don't give a shit about that. Why would I care about that? That's not the bottom line. I'm out here building a brand, getting paid, right? And these people are too stupid to even realize the critique is not just whoever makes money is bad. Everybody in the fucking world makes money, dummies. Does that mean everybody's a grifter? That's what you saying. You say everybody a grifter because they make money. No, it's you're a grifter if you're not in Christianity for the real reasons because you believe in it. You're in it to make money, dummy. That's the point.
Like a lot of this, it's just stuff that I personally don't give a lot of thought to, because I'm actually out doing the thing. I'm actually out building the podcast, doing the live events, right? Writing the books. I'm doing the thing, so I don't sit around and think, oh, I wonder what this, specific theological view is on this thing. I mean,
do you guys not real? We're dealing with actual like insane psychopaths. Now, here is the guy that convinced young Don within the circles of all these idiots to become young Dong.
I actually debated Luke yesterday, and just to give like a connection to sort of the whole situation with JP, Young Don, and whatnot, he's actually has his own restorationist church that
Wait,
he
Luke
does
is in
on.
the same group as them?
Yeah, not quite, but Young Don actually went to Luke,
Oh my
and
God, dude.
Luke was his last stop before atheism, because Luke convinced Don that
The church fell away.
the church fell away, and the logical conclusion to the church falling away is that Christ didn't keep his promise and Christianity is false, and that's why Young Don went to atheism. So that's just a little connection, and JP actually facilitated debates with Luke to other Christians and whatnot as well. So that's just a little tiny connection right there.
Nice
And he
job,
runs
Luke.
his-
Well
he
done.
runs his own Discord, and he admitted to me yesterday when I debated him for like 2 hours. He said, yes.
Let's get back to Ruslan's video here, because this is getting pretty funny.
A ton of folks that want to debate this dude. Unfortunately, they all have smaller followings than him, so he refuses to debate any of them or call into any of their streams. But this is a fascinating look of what happens when you completely lose the plot.
Wait, I refuse to. No, again, another lie. All of these people have been offered public formal debates. I mean, this guy's turning into like Obama level lying. Like everything is a lie. I offered a formal public debate to Wes Huff, Gavin Ortland, to God Logic, to Inspiring Philosophy, to JP Uncut. All of these people have been given an opportunity. And by the way, I will still formally debate any one of those people. And he's like, you won't call into their streams. I'm offering a formal debate. Why would I call into their dumb streams if I'm going to give them a formal debate?
He refuses to debate any of them or call into any of their
No, I don't refuse. I just literally, I offered you a formal debate, Ruslan, and you backed out. Ruslan backed out. In fact, we had this week, Papa Bear Naturals offered Ruslan $10,000 to do a formal debate. And guess what Ruslan's response was? I think everybody can figure out. That's not enough money. So Griftman himself will not accept a $10,000 off in California. He didn't even get to drive that far, right? I don't think it's that far from San Diego. But look right here. And it was offered to this other mega church goober, Lake Point Church. $10,000. Pick a charity. Ruslan, $10,000. No, it's not enough money. And then I guess he saw the charity part, and Ruslan was like, nah, if it's going to charity, I'm out, dude. Ruslan also said, if you guys remember a few videos back, he's like, I know Rhythm Church is not the church of the first few centuries. So wait a minute. So you already know you're not in a quote apostolic church, but it all makes up for it because you take action and you preach and build a brand. Well,
just
if you're
blinders on entirely.
If it's the wrong church, then you're building on sand, dummy. What are you talking about?
Streams. But this is
Negative work.
You're hurt. Yeah, it's like you're defeating the purpose. That's why you're a subversive. Nobody called you subversive for having a business or for quote making money. Everybody has to make money. So you notice he moved the goalpost to make it, these dumb ortho bros, everybody making money is a grifter. No, you are a grifter because that's your number one goal, dummy.
a fascinating look of what happens when you complete.
It's hilarious. It's so funny seeing that argument just transmutated across different forms for the low IQs. It's just funny.
I wish that somebody actually would debate him that's like at the level of the people that he wants to debate, like Nick Fuentes or Candace, because I don't agree with Candace on a lot of things, but even Candace would smoke this in a debate. Like she would demolish this dude in a debate. And Nick obviously would demolish this dude in a debate. We have people too that were warning him, saying that know him, like not me, but other people that I know that know him. They were like, Ruslan, why are you trying to get a debate with Nick? You're going to be absolutely demolished. You wouldn't last like a minute in that debate. And of course he won't. That's why he won't debate me on theology. That's why he backed out of it. I don't know what he's thinking. Like he wants to show to the world that he's not afraid and he's in the sphere of it, but he won't actually ever do any of it. So he got a convenient kind of play to his audience where he can give the impression that he wants to debate Candace and Nick Fuentes and Jay Dyer, whoever else, but then he never has to actually ever do it. And his audience laps it up.
It's the paper tiger.
He is. It's a total paper tiger. Exactly.
lose the plot and become someone that is absolutely confused on your own identity. Jay doesn't know if he wants to be a comedian. Jay doesn't know if he wants to be a cringecore artist. He doesn't know if he wants to be an academic.
He said cringecore artist. Did we just get the king of real wigger, real wannabe wigger admit? Does he want to be a cringecore artist? And by the way, everybody that sends him the rap video that we did of him, he blocks them. So you can tell, like, we really hurt Ruslan's feelings with this one, right? And just for that, Ruslan, I'm gonna play it for you, dog. Wait, I don't know who I am, like, so I have to pick one thing to do. Hey, Ruslan, we've always done all these things, dummy, and I'm always gonna keep doing all these things. I like that he said a cringecore artist, though. That was great. Let's hear that again, because he knows this song, but he's butthurt over this song so bad.
Be an academic. He doesn't know who he is, and so that's what leads to.
I haven't wanted to be an academic in a long time, dummy. What are you talking about?
This sort of stuff. So this video was put together by Chris Lasala, who's the same guy that actually put together the videos of me from 6 or 7 years ago, doing content for Christian rappers, Christian aspiring rappers, on how to become full-time artists. This is the same.
See, he's doing Christian inspiring content on how to become a full-time Christian rapper. You mean marketing scams, dummy? You were doing marketing scams. He's trying to repackage that as, yo, I'm a consultant on rap or whatever.
Person that put that together, Jay, unfortunately freaked out and literally thought this was a threat against him, bringing more attention to the
Now, you know that this dude is schizo. Like, the dude is actually schizo. That's why I mention it.
entire debacle. So let's take a look at some of this video. This has over 100,000 views on X now, and yeah, let's see what Jay's talking about.
This thing here? Yeah, and a lot of the comments are saying it's retarded, so he left that part out. Is my Bitcoin wallet, dog. Send the Bitcoins here, and then we can up the quality of everything.
Bitcoin Church. We got...
Yeah, I don't have Bitcoin Church, dummy. It's the Orthodox Church. You have Rap Church, Rhythm Church, false equivalents.
Bitcoin Church spotted in full effect. All right. So if I got Business Church, which by the way, I don't have a church that I'm a pastor at. I've never claimed to be a pastor.
Yeah, you got Business Church called Rhythm Church, Rap Church, which you preach at. So the fact that you're not a quote pastor at the church has nothing to do with whether you are a funnel to get people to your flamer pastor. Remember we played a clip of his pastor and he was like, I had a vision from God and it was just a flame in my bosom. And I'm like, yeah, a flamer in your bosom, dude.
Not clergy. I am just a guy that's been publicly on the internet for almost 20 years now. I'm going, yeah, putting stuff up.
Yeah, but you were a marketing goober. You were a Obama supporter. You were a Black Lives Matter pusher. That's why it matters what you were. He's like, I've been on the internet for 20 years. Like, what the fuck does that matter? Been on the internet for 20 years? Everybody's been on the internet for 20 years. What are you talking about? But you were a Black Lives Matter person a few years ago. That's why it matters. Let's look. Yo, Ruslan asking for donations. Yo, what you asking for? Ruslan raised $5 for the NAACP for BLM. Oh, so Ruslan was a hardcore, legit leftist, bro. Yo, this is my thoughts as being a immigrant and a refugee. This is literally during Koof. During Koof, Ruslan was acting like he is a BIPOC immigrant refugee. Give me a freaking break. Yo, I came to America as a refugee and an immigrant, dog. Look, I'm wearing a hoodie. Ain't that black? Ain't that brown, bro? I got brown street cred because I got a hoodie on. And a pussy hat toboggan, right? He always wearing them pussy hat toboggans like the feminists, right? Yo, I got legal residency as a refugee. This was a privilege for me, dog. Some of y'all don't want to acknowledge that being born white in America is a privilege. Sounds like y'all is in denial. Now, if you can't see that this retard is a grifter from this, BLM, literally marching BLM a couple years ago. Look at this. Yo, yesterday I attended a protest in Oceanside. Some of my friends from my church, we was all ethnicities, bro. Yo, we was hopeful to turn the page on racism. This is the retard you guys are listening to, who literally says, I don't care about theology. I'm out here taking action. In other words, building a brand. Yo, we recognize all lives don't matter because Black lives matter. It wasn't a political rally. What? Of course it's a political rally. It's like a giant Democratic Soros-funded scam. Yo, it was humanitarian, dog. We marched for equality and justice. There was no violence. There was no police and riot gears. There was no SWAT teams. There was no National Guard. There was no looting. Don't let the media trick you, y'all. the majority of all protests is peaceful. What does it do? Let me explain it to you. California banned police from using a chokehold. The U.S. Marines, they banned anybody from a Confederate flag. The FBI investigation of Breonna Taylor. Confederate statues, take it down, son. Preaching the gospel. 3 other police officers charged in the George Floyd event. So this dude was literally championing fentanyl nonsense not too long ago. And here he is, yo, vote for Andrew Yang, dude, universal basic income. I'm voting for Ye. That is Andrew Yang. We got to realize, yo, we got to trust God. 2020, y'all. And here he is saying vote for a pro-abortion, pro-gender affirming care person. And here he is preaching at his stupid Messianic synagogue with his other butt buddies. So this is the dude saying that Ortho Bros got a bad week, yo. How come Ruslan's got a reply every 2 days he's got a reply? And now he's mentioning cringecore. We got him butthurt, yo.
And so Jay Dyer has Bitcoin Church if you want to put money in his Bitcoin wallet. The accusation against me is that I'm a quote unquote grifter. The issue is if I'm a grifter and God Logic's a grifter and David Wood's a grifter, that word loses all meaning when it comes back full circle and it has you.
No, it doesn't lose all meaning when it's your number one priority, which you just said, I don't care about theology. I'm out here building a brand. That's why you're a grifter, dummy. Not just making money, not super chats.
For an entire stream begging people for money to improve the quality of your setup.
Everybody's being the damn stingy as hell. Are you not glad I'm back? I see we have a cheap audience tonight. That's okay. You guys don't have to use super chats.
Calling your...
I made a joke. This is a joke. These people are too stupid to even know that I'm making a joke when I'm talking about sending in checks. There's no super chat checks, dummy.
So are you not glad I'm back? I see we have a cheap audience tonight. That's okay. You guys don't have to use super chats, but...
Calling your audience that's sitting there devoting their life to you, watching you live cheap is crazy work, by the way. This is insane.
It's a joke, dummy. It goes back to the Pay Piggy song. So they clip this out of context where everybody in this audience knows that we make the joke about Pay Piggies. It's a song. And the lore of Pay Piggy goes back to Killstream and Ethan Ralph being drunk and saying, hey, y'all my Pay Piggy. Y'all my Pay Piggies. And a Pay Piggy is when a fat chick gets paid to denigrate a nerdy incel dude that pays her money to denigrate him. That's a real thing. Okay. I thought it was the just craziest, most degenerate, stupid shit I ever heard. So we made a joke and everybody in this audience knows it. That's where the Pay Piggy song came from. And they're acting like my joke is a serious thing where I denigrate y'all my Pay Piggies. The joke is that I'm the fat chick denigrating the incels. I'm not a fat chick. I am a BIPOC E-diva, but I'm beautiful. I'm not a fat chick. And also the audience is beige chads. So they don't get inside jokes and they're trying to play on an inside joke. It's so stupid.
And this is a guy that, you know, his claim to fame is being the guy that was writing for Alex Jones and a quote unquote comedian, which again, crux of this is this dude is confused on who.
I don't write for Alex Jones, dummy. I host the show and write for Sam Hyde, quote unquote comedian. So I wrote on the first season of the Sam Hyde show. So that is quote unquote comedy. So I don't write for Alex Jones. I host the show, goofus.
He wants to be. Is he a comedian? Is he academic? Is he a debater? He doesn't know who he is. And
no, I do all those things because the internet, and you would know this, allows you to be who you are online. The difference is that I didn't go from being BLM a couple years ago to trying to be big Christian Mr. Beast.
I think this is why you get these ridiculous, confused looks of, hey, they're trying to unalive me, not understanding that this is a play on your...
No, it was because he's schizo, dummy. I know who Eminem is. I know who Machine Gun Kelly is. And I know that you think that everybody cares about your retarded culture because you want to be black, but the rest of us don't care about that shit. It's low-tier garbage. And we do it to make fun of it. When I'm doing all these wig jokes and Wigxanthium, it's making fun of you, dummy. You're a wannabe wig. I'm the real thing.
Own allegations against me and others, and you've been doing the same thing consistently for years.
Here's young Don, who converted to this nonsense rabbi synagogue. No deconversion. I went to an Orthodox church for several months.
So Ruslan's laughing when young Don got circumcised and left Christianity because of this stupid Messianic Judaizing. He thinks that's funny. Look at this. He thinks it's funny that a dude leaves Christianity after getting circumcised in the cult that he promotes. And he does his demon laugh again. Why would you think it's funny that people leave Christianity? How is this funny?
I went to an Orthodox church for several months. And at the end of my
I went to an Orthodox church for several months.
So the fact that he visited an Orthodox church before he became an atheist, when he was already mind effed from Ruslan sending him to get his dick chopped off, and Ruslan thinks that's funny, and that's an own on the Orthodox. I mean, this dude is actually legit a piece of shit, dude.
Experienced that later in my journey when I went to an Orthodox church.
Young Don was someone that refused to go to church the entire time he was around anybody, and the only time he actually
Okay, but Ruslan, y'all told him to go to a synagogue, dummy. You're the source of this. The fact that he had a final pass through of an Orthodox church before he became an atheist, that's not an own on orthodoxy. And you're laughing? You're laughing when a dude becomes an apostate? You don't care about Young Don's soul at all? I mean, when Cleve played these clips, he was begging Young Don to talk to him. Ruslan is laughing because it's an own he thinks that a dude became an apostate. Ruslan is actually a legitimate piece of human shit. He is total garbage person.
did go to church was when he went to an Orthodox church. So this idea that the Protestant grift is proven because Young Don was a quote unquote Protestant ignores the fact that he was.
Oh, it's because he went to your Messianic synagogue and got circumcised. All he does is lie and not tell you the whole story.
Eastern Orthodox, or attempting to be an Eastern Orthodox, whatever you call him, inquirer, for the last several months of his Christian journey. So if anything, you guys finished the job off if we're going to go based on that logic, which.
Yeah, and you think that's funny? I mean, this piece of human shit just laughed at people apostatizing. What does that tell you about this piece of trash here? Do you think he actually cares about saving souls? He actually said, I'm out here building a business on the road, dog. I ain't time for theology. I don't care about that. Laughing at a person apostatizing because he thinks it's an own? This dude is a legit narcissistic psychopath, one of those.
John is an interesting personality in his own right. He has all sorts of issues with regards to how he's navigated his online journey. But people deconverting and reconverting and having issues with their faith, crisis, all these sorts of things, it's so disingenuous to put that on the lap of any one group, which I would not put that.
You don't think that sending him to a place where he got circumcised might have an impact on this retard? I mean, this dude is like the lack of self-awareness of what he's involved in, literally preaching at the synagogues. What about the book of Acts? We're not in the book of Acts anymore, retard. It's not the book of Acts. It's the church era. We're not in Acts. Remember he preached a Coke Pepsi sermon at the synagogue? You can't make this up. This is the dude trying to argue with us. A dude preaching Coke Pepsi sermons. You can't make this up. He's preaching on Coke and Pepsi at the synagogue. This is like the biggest Christian YouTuber. By the way, his numbers are lower than mine. It's all fake, dude. He's trying to puff it up, flex numbers. Go look at the Google trends. I'm way bigger than him on search and YouTube. It's all lies.
Can you guys imagine how that worked out? Didn't work out very well. So launching New Coke in 1985, a semi-sweeter recipe that was more similar to Pepsi. However, New Coke was such a disaster. It almost cost Coca-Cola the soda wars. And this is why. Is because there was three categories of people that these folks were looking at. They had the advocate Coca-Cola drinkers, then they had the neutrals, and then they had the people that were completely opposed.
So he's preaching on Coke and Pepsi at a synagogue. That should end the career of Ruslan. On
the lap of Eastern Orthodoxy as a whole.
I went to an Eastern Orthodox church, and that's where I stayed until I completely deconverted.
Proof positive right there.
I don't really care about how many.
He laughs again. He again, it's funny to him that Young Don went for a couple months to Orthodox church before he became an. That's funny. Yeah, we got these Ortho bros, dog. From a metric standpoint, if what really mattered was the gospel, wouldn't you care about the following over the money?
Not if you're on YouTube, which, by the way, every single person.
Wait a minute. So here's his answer to my critique that in that video, Ruslan says, yo, I don't really care about the following. I'm worried about the monetization. The money?
Not if you're on YouTube, which, by the way,
what does it matter whether you're on YouTube? If your desire is to reach people, wouldn't the numbers that are actually following you be more important than the monetization, dummy?
Every single person on YouTube shouldn't be chasing numbers and vanity metrics. That's the point of that video. If we're actually moving folks towards.
No, the point of that video is making money. It's not avoiding vanity metrics. Now he's lying again about the point of his old videos. It's about you said yourself in your last video, the point of that video was about helping Christian rappers make money.
Making a living for themselves, which is the content I was doing, was speaking.
Oh, so exactly. So it was about making money, right? That's the point.
to Christian rappers and Christian aspiring YouTubers on how to make a living for yourself. Why? Because we've seen so many folks in those communities, particularly, absolutely burn out. Absolutely.
Yeah, see, like, yo, don't you care about the kids of the rappers, dog? You want the children of the rappers to go hungry? You know how many kids are in the ghetto right now that can't get Church's Chicken? They can't get none of that food right now because you are not supporting those rap careers. It's your fault. Yo, Christian community, where you at? Is you still racist because you ain't supporting all of Ruslan's crew?
Lose themselves in the process and no sort of vision or plan. And then when you get a little bit of pop and you get a little motion, you're this guy begging for super chats to upgrade your computer and upgrade your latency issues, which is hilarious because this has been the ongoing ask for super chats forever. Let's improve the quality. Let's improve the microphone.
Yeah, everybody does that. Of course. What are you talking about? Obviously, I'm going to reinvest the super chats to get new equipment consistently over the years because you need new equipment 2 years later. Duh. So if I'm asking for a super chat in 2019 to get new equipment, by 2026, you need new equipment, dummy.
It was with me. We were talking about improving his quality. That was over a year ago. At some point, when is the quality going to get improved, my guy? It's not that complicated, which to me,
they're playing videos from 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 3 years ago. The quality's improved, dummy. What are you talking about?
Evidence this dude is just really a boomer masquerading as a comedian entertainer.
700 people.
Well, how would a boomer get to write for Sam Hyde if I'm masquerading? I mean, you a white dude masquerading as a black dude. I'm actually a black dude. So what does that say about you?
Here, we've had 2 super chats. So is everybody just like stingy all of a sudden? Nobody wants to support the show anymore? What's going on? I mean, I guess we'll just have to make every podcast half and half if we're not going to get any more super chats.
From a metric standpoint, if what really mattered was the gospel, wouldn't you care about the following over the money?
So what's wrong with being a hypocrite? I figured I should start collecting that money.
So all of this is clipped out of context because most of the time this is being silly with the audience. It's not actually like me castigating. How dare you not give me money, right? And we made it a joke about super chats themselves being a thing to joke about, which he doesn't get that.
Bro, just keep $1. If you got a super chat, I'll just keep it, man. Oh, dude, I can't even think. And you ask me like life questions.
The $1 super chats was another joke, right? Because there was a dude who would consistently send $1 super chats over and over and over, and he would ask the same ridiculous long questions. And everybody knows that if you're a live streamer, you will get trolls that will send you $1 super chats that are stuff you can't say, questions that are too long, and they do that to try to disrupt the flow. So that's why most streamers end up not reading $1 super chats. So that's all clipped out of context.
And he sent me $1. Dude, send me a Bitcoin, I'll answer your question.
Send me a Bitcoin and I'll answer your question.
That's a joke, dummy. Obviously, nobody's going to send me 1 Bitcoin to answer a question. So these retards don't even know when I'm joking. Obviously, I'm being rhetorical. I'm being, I'm exaggerating. They're acting like these are all like gotcha clips. But actually, I actually believe in the case of JP Uncut. I think that dude is actually so dumb that he doesn't understand. I'm serious. Like, he doesn't understand when you're exaggerating or like what inside jokes are, because he might have like legitism, or he's actually a little like schizo.
Gosh, isn't Bitcoin like $70,000 right now or something crazy?
Appreciate that, guys.
Dude, does this retard that I actually think a person's going to send me 1 Bitcoin for a question? This is so stupid.
I'm going to read the $1 super chat because people start just putting long $1 questions. So no, you got to get $5 to $10 at least.
Why is none of this isn't owned? This is like normal procedure in live streaming world. I've been live streaming since 2017, so almost 10 years of live streaming. Everybody knows you can't read all the $1 because the retailer will just ask you forever $1 questions. Nobody's going to send a Bitcoin for 1 question. It's a joke. This is so stupid.
Gold ring and goodly apparel, and they're coming also a poor.
It's all right, guys.
Look at his fake laughing too. Like, it's a fake laugh. You can tell he's fake laughing.
Calling your audience cheapos is crazy work.
How about calling them pay piggies? He doesn't even know that we have a song about this, and it's an inside joke, right? This was the origin of Pay Piggy. He's jealous too because he knows he'll never rap as good as my fake ass rap song. He doesn't know whether he want to be a cringecore artist. Yeah, that's not a real thing, dummy. That also is a joke. These people are too retarded to get anything meta.
Because they can't send you.
And look, he knows that's from 2018. He's showing right there that it's 2018. Old clips.
This is insane work, man.
The true free thinker up tonight. Even though we had a bunch of cheapos.
That's basically admitting, yo, I've been in this grift game for almost a decade, son. Yeah, everybody jokes about why y'all being cheap tonight. Come on now, y'all got to pay the bills. That's not the same thing as being a grifter, making money your number one focus, and monetizing business church. That's not the same thing. And by the way, if we weren't entertaining and funny, nobody would be giving super chats, dummy. How would we be making a living if we aren't entertaining and funny?
We got some support for all this madness today.
No, the funny thing about this is asking folks to support you as a YouTube creator. There's nothing wrong with it. Shaming your audience and having Bitcoin.
Oh, right. So now he admits there's nothing wrong with it. Exactly. And nobody said you're bad because you do super chats or you have a business or make money. What we said was your number one goal is monetizing the gospel, as you said in your video, liar. That's why you're a grifter. So he's just moved the goalposts about what was never even in question.
Church and demanding them to support you is
I didn't demand one Bitcoin, dummy. This is so stupid.
Absolute lack of self-awareness.
No, you're dumb. Like, you're not self-aware when people are joking. This is the dude who said, how do I monetize these people, yo? Your church charges $1,000 for 1 hour of church planting consultation. That is a scam. That you charge $1,000 to meet you in person, to meet your stank ass Armenian breath from that broccoli head, dude. Nobody wants to talk to you. Ugh.
Here's the funny thing about all of this is the very same things he was hurling against other people, he is now caught red-handed doing, which apparently by all metrics is doing stuff for the money.
Dude, all of these live streams are public. Like, they've been up for 10 years. What do you, I'm caught with all of these live streams that have been public for forever, and half of this just jokes.
Now, anyone that's on the internet doing anything has a desire to provide for themselves and their family. I don't.
Oh, so wait a minute. So now it's not bad. So now he's admitting that. Actually, yeah. But see, we didn't call you out because you had a super chat. We didn't call you out. We called you out because it's your idol. You are here to make money. We're not here just to make money, right? That's the problem, and he knows that. This is all dishonest.
Anything wrong with that? I've advocated for that. I've tried to help Jay be more efficient with his own setup behind the scenes when he came on my channel over a year ago. So this is the hypocrisy that is being pointed out.
Yeah, but again, nobody is criticizing you for that. That's all deflections.
Okay, if someone's doing a live stream and they're having super chats and that is how they provide for themselves, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If someone's doing a live stream and repeatedly shaming their audience for not...
Yeah, that's a joke. We've had the pay piggy joke for almost a decade.
Sending super chats. That's where I think you've lost the plot. And that's what makes this entire Eastern Ortho-Bro dilemma so fascinating, is these are the same people that are hurling nonsensical allegations against the God Logics and against the David Woods. And now you've awakened, particularly with David Wood, an entire dude that's now hyperfixating.
Yeah, nobody's worried about David Wood. David Wood literally just learned all of these things 2 days ago. Nobody is worried about debating David Wood. I'm happy to debate David Wood formally. Let's do it. Now, he doesn't even realize again, another joke we made about love points. This is a joke that Jamie and I make between each other. And I'm like, money is love, right? So you owe me love points. That means you give me money. That's how much money, that's how you show that you love. It's a stupid joke. Another joke is what he's going to.
And literally starts dancing for super chats.
What do I always say? Money is love points. If you love me, you will show it with love points, aka money.
This is a joke between me and Tristan. If they had actually watched the stream, they would know that both Tristan and I were calling money and Bitcoin love points. This is so stupid.
Money is, I mean, if this isn't the making, if this isn't a boomer, I don't know what is. Money is love points?
Dude, it's a joke. You read.
Oh my gosh, man.
What do I always say? Money is love points. Thank you, Chase, but also F you, Chase, because.
So he doesn't, because I'm saying all this deadpan, which is always how we do humor over here. It's very deadpan when we talk about ridiculous shit. He actually thinks I'm being serious, that the audience has to prove their love with love points that are dollars.
It was my Mac that collapsed, not the internet. So send me about 1,000 more of those $5 chats, and I'll get.
Send me about 1,000 more of those $5 chats, and
yeah, obviously nobody's gonna send me $5,000 in super chats, retard. It's a joke.
I'll get
another Mac that won't crash.
You know what's funny about this too is, again, as we saw in previous videos with Ruslan so trusts the stupidity of his audience. And JP, they actually think and believe and know that their low IQ audience won't be able to detect when we're being satirical or when we're being rhetorical.
You guys throw that damn money at me, right? I feel like a beautiful Vegas stripper. The way y'all just throw those super chats at me when I act like a fool and sing stupid songs. We don't need another hero. We don't need to find the way home.
I mean, if this...
He actually likes what I do. See, this is why he's having a hard time, because he's actually laughing at that. But I thought I wasn't funny, so why are you laughing?
Isn't whoring yourself out? I don't know what is. Like, listen, I will sell prayer journals and priest provide.
Oh, he'll sell, but that's not whoring yourself out. Yeah, I don't give a shit though. We've always done retarded shit on my streams forever.
Protector t-shirts the rest of my life before I ever behaved this way on the internet as a man that's pushing 50 years old. Okay, who can't figure out the quality of his streams. He can't figure out how to monetize anything. So therefore, he's just begging.
I can't figure out how to monetize anything. Are you sure about that? Well, we'll see.
People to give him money, singing, and it gets worse. He's going to start dancing soon.
Okay, somebody said I'll give $10. You deal with it.
Yeah, it's like this dude. Everything flies over this dude's broccoli hair. You like, I mean, you would think it would get caught up in that nappy ass head he's got, but it still manages all to fly over his head.
I did the Roger Rabbit for you. Now give me $10.
Somebody in the chat asked me to do the Roger Rabbit. That's why I did it.
This is crazy. And so the question comes down to, quite simply, is Jay so stupid to not understand the reference of this and still propagating this as an...
Now, wait a minute. I thought you got meta level irony, right? So you're arguing that this psycho schizo dude's image of me being unalived is meta irony, but if I do it, you don't get it. That's weird.
Actual desire for psycho prots to want him unalive? Or is he continuing to lie to his audience and pretend he doesn't understand what's being presented here, that this is a play on the Eminem?
But wait a minute. You won't grant me the same thing that you're saying I need to grant a schizo dude? So we got to grant the schizos that they're super, super smart and they're doing meta ironic humor. But my super chat, my asking for 1 Bitcoin to answer a question isn't me being silly.
Machine Gun Kelly diss track. The deeper issue, though, I think, again, when you don't have any anchoring in who you are, then you'll just do whatever you can to try and clobber your...
I don't have any... Dude, you were BLM like the other day. What the fuck are you talking about? You were literally BLM like yesterday. And I don't have any anchoring. We've been doing the same shit for 10 years. What are you talking about? You're over here at a synagogue preaching on Coke and Pepsi, dude. The fuck are you talking about? This dude is an absolute just garbage person. Look at this. You were over here at a BLM march the other day, dude. 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. You were over here asking for money for the NAACP. And now you're a right-wing Christian so-called YouTuber. Dude, you don't know what you are. You go to rap church. You said, you admitted the church isn't the apostolic church. He's like, yeah, we all know, look, Rhythm Church ain't the first church. Okay, thank you. So what are you talking about? You don't know who you are. Are you a rapper? Are you a BLM activist? Are you Joel Osteen now? Dude, what are you?
Hey, including drama farming your way to relevance and view.
Dude, drama farming? Let's take a look at Ruslan's topics that he covers. What does Bless God cover in his video topics? Hassan Piker, Sneeko drama, Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, mosque terror, Chud the racist, Candace, Charlie Cork, Dave Ramsey, Candace.
You can't be multiple things, Jay. You can't cover multiple
areas of life. Dude, his whole channel is gay Christian TMZ, dude. He's covering Jacko, Michael Jackson. This is what we've noticed. I know people talk about projection like too much, but you can tell that everything that Ruslan is actually the things that he's struggling with and goes through. Because I mean, the dude was BLM like not that long ago. The dude was pushing like pro-abortion politicians the other day, and now he's switched out of theological content to cover literally whatever the drama is of that day. Right. So Ruslan has the identity crisis and Ruslan has to make a video about us every other day. Now, unless we were making a stink, unless we were actually damaging some of this, why is he making videos about us every other day?
Repeatedly ask people to debate you. They don't want to debate you because they're busy. And they have other people that want to debate you.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought you said that I won't debate people, but now you're saying that regularly people ask, but don't want to debate me because I'm bad. But I thought I didn't want to debate anybody.
You won't debate them because, oh, I don't know, you're busy. And they're tight.
That's not true. Every one of these people, again, I offer Wes Huff, Gavin Ortland, God Logic, Inspiring Philosophy, Ruslan, JP Uncut. There is an open, David Wood, an open offer to publicly debate any of you formally at a public formal event or virtually. I don't care. He's just lying. And by the way, he agreed 4 times to debate me and then backed out. He's just a total liar. This dude is a total snake. There's still an offer. I will debate any of you. What are you talking about?
Thing didn't have to go this way. He chose for it to go this way, really, because I think he's clobbering for more and more relevance. He didn't.
No, my numbers are above all you guys. Like, what are you talking about? My growth in the last year blows away all of you guys. I don't need you for relevance.
Massive podcast tour, drove all around the country, appeared on a bunch of podcasts, didn't really move the needle much in terms of what
It did. What are you talking about? It didn't move the needle. It's another lie. Didn't move the needle. It took me from 100,000 to 200,000. What are you talking about? We went from 100,000 to 200,000 in almost a year, under a year and a half, whatever it was. All right, let's check this out. Watch this. Let's see whose numbers actually, because Ruslan ain't going to show you numbers. And he loves to flex numbers, right? Which of course can all be inflated, especially in regards to YouTube subscribers, right? So let's look at Ruslan's numbers in the last year. Oh, look at that. RuslanKD, the author. Look at this web search data here. These are the actual numbers. Let me move me out of the way here. And I'm showing this because these people lie, right? This is Ruslan versus me in web search in 1 year. 10 times more traffic of my name in web search. Now, web search is the biggest search. YouTube is one of the top, maybe the second or third biggest search engine. So let's try YouTube next because these are different metrics. Oh, look at that. 60 to 7. So for every 60 people searching me, there's 7 people searching Ruslan. Let's just try RuslanKD as search term. It's a little bit better for search term with RuslanKD as topic. But guess what? We're 3 times Ruslan on YouTube. This is where he's supposed to be dominating. He's supposed to be dominating on YouTube, and look at that. The only reason Ruslan had this little bump is because of me. So look at that. And we know this is authentic too, because if you go back to here, right, Ruslan had something happen where he got more traction than me for a brief couple weeks, maybe a month. But look at the last year of metrics, Ruslan. Why are you lying, dude? Ruslan is a total liar. So whether it's web search or whether it's YouTube, Ruslan is getting blown out, dude. He's lying. Uh-oh. Look at this. Who's beating God Logic on web search, which is the bigger search? Me. 3 times him in the last year. There's nobody in this crew of goofballs. And by the way, it's entirely possible that these goofballs are propped up. They might be propped up by freaking Indian scammers. Who knows? That's why the Google metrics are better than just looking at, yo, Ruslan got a bunch of subscribers. Well, that could be bought, dude. These people are paper tigers, dude. So look, moral of the story is Ruslan's just constantly full of shit. Like nonstop. If he's talking, it's bullshit.
He was doing. So now he's resorting to picking fights with people such as myself, picking fights with folks like God Logic and David Wood. And it's all.
No, I'm not resorting. That's like not even all of what we do. Remember, I thought I couldn't figure out what I do. So now that's all I do is pick fights. But wait a minute, I thought I can't figure out what I want to do because I do so many things. Which one is it, dummy?
Extremely cringe. But at the end of the day, hey, just so you guys are clear, any person on the internet, any person that's live streaming is hoping to make some sort of return from this, right?
All right, so there you go. Like then you just undercut your critique of me, dummy.
Is hoping to do something that creates a life for them and provides for their family. I'm not mad at Jay for doing that. The issue is the hypocrisy and the double standards that he applies this with and attacking people, sending the minions to harass me, my church.
No, nobody's now he's a victim. His minions are harassing me in my church. Prove the harassment. You mean getting made fun of? Cringecore rap videos making fun of you? You getting butthurt? That's not harassment. That's you being a pussy.
It's so disgusting and it's so gross. But here's the good news. Jesus said that we will give an account for every single idle word that comes out of our mouth, myself included. Every single one of us will stand before God someday and we'll give an account. But when you don't,
how does it fare for those who made the gospel a primarily monetary thing? That was the thing. The critique of you was not, were you doing business? Were you making money? The critique was that is your main concern by your own words. See, all this is going to do is push more people in our direction. And we don't want that aren't ready to convert. Yeah, we would like to have everybody convert, but a lot of people are not ready to convert. So if you buy into the level of Ruslanianity that's being pushed, you're not ready for orthodoxy. So we're not worried about that.